Oh my God, there's microphones?
Oh, can't wait to get on my
This
mic.
is scary. Hi, everybody.
How's everyone going?
Hey. Sorry I'm the awkward one coming in first like this.
This isn't intimidating at all.
Notice that, yeah. The other people are used to this sort of thing. We're not.
Breckin. Bryan, Breckin, over here. We're over.
Hey, everybody.
We're in the area.
You guys were holding your applause. For everyone, right? Those were all.
Oh, shoot. I was not supposed to touch that.
Those were for everyone.
You stuck?
Yeah,
I got stuck. It's okay. I'll move.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, everybody, for being
All
here.
right.
We can get started. We already have our first question. Ready? Rock and
Well,
roll.
Bryan has a statement about the
Yeah,
allegations.
I want to make a statement. I'm going to read from my manifesto.
That was part of the deal of getting him here.
He gets 10 minutes.
That went over well.
I was curious from both the creative and the acting standpoint, what's the most fun for each of you in creating it?
Zeb?
I think it is hearing the actors come in and actually bring the script to life. But then it's also fun once the actors have done that. Then the animators get to take those the records and bring that to life. So that might be the most fun when you come back to a stage after the animator has been working and you see the characters actually moving.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I think adding to that, it's, again, we always say we have two sets of actors. You know, these guys sitting here and they get like 20 shots to get the voice exactly the way we need to, and then, you know, we have our animators there and they get one chance to perform and make them do the actual visuals of what that's going to be, and they have one shot to pull that off, and it's amazing to see what they're able to do.
Did you just almost vomit?
Yeah, pretty much. I choked on my water.
Okay.
I think the most fun is to be able to take a mediocre script and turn it into something like represents gold. It's always a challenge because you know what you're going to read on the page is Drek, and so
you're like Rumpelstiltskin.
I am Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, you take it and you
I
weave
take it,
gold.
I weave it.
It's funny, Bryan and I talk about that a lot, about how bad the script is.
Yeah.
And then the challenge for
But it's-
us
yeah,
as
that's what it
actors is to rise above the material.
I mean, way above.
Way above them, because it starts down there.
To be fair,
you know?
it's not that hard
No,
to
no,
rise
it's really
above
easy.
the material.
It's really easy. It doesn't take much,
No.
but
Guys, this is
that's why we are who we are, you know?
I want to
Apparently.
disagree with everything they said.
Oh.
I have a legal issue so that I can only work on this show.
That's it.
So to me, legally speaking, to me this is the best thing I've ever done, legally speaking.
And that's all you could say.
That's all I can
legally,
say.
that's
Legally,
all
I
I can
can't
say
say
about
anything
that.
Yes.
So kind of follow up to that.
Please don't. Please don't.
Are you sure you want to follow?
What's the process? What's the process like? Because you have so many great creative comedic minds. Is there a time where you can go riff off each other, or is the script set in stone and you deliver what's on the paper?
The script, because there's so many characters doing so many things, you've got to stick to what the story thread is for the episode. But you always want to allow the actor to riff if they want to, and then I really think once an actor has come in and done the character a couple times, their performance really starts influencing the writing, which is fun because then the writing becomes more organic and you can hear the characters' voices in your head as you're writing. So it's all sort of influencing each other as the story evolves.
Question for Bryan. As executive producer, have you ever had to flex your power at all?
Yeah.
You're just setting him up right now.
I do. Well, I think it's important that people that work for you fear you as opposed to respect you. So I try to instill that kind of fear-based energy throughout the course of recording. There's usually, at the beginning of every season, I'll fire someone, and nobody knows who that's going to be. And I think it creates camaraderie and a good spirit within the organization because everybody's scared shitless. But quite frankly, they're really relieved when it's not them. So I think there's a esprit de corps that is created during that. You know, this is one of 4 productions that my company is involved with. If everyone ran like this, we would be dancing in daisies. That's an actual phrase, and
the title of his autobiography.
Dancing in Daisies. Actually, just a chapter heading, not the title of my book. But yeah. Of not making it formulaic.
Yeah, I think you try not to be formulaic. And I think that as the show's progressed, we have so many characters now that are just all insane that when you start trying to plug them into even the most simple story, by the nature of just asking yourself how these characters would react to it, it sort of destroys the formula. So that's been a fun thing to see as the show's gone on, for sure.
Even as Zeb created this, it's what I like is he created not just characters but a universe. And I think once you have that universe built, you can go in any direction that you want. And I think that's been the fun is, with trying to come up with those storylines, it's how do each of these characters relate to each other. And I think that allows you to break the formula.
Question about the rap in the Carnage episode. A, was it written or improvised? And B, were you guys trying to beat the Super Bowl shuffle?
We were absolutely
Nobody can beat the Super Bowl shuffle.
We were absolutely trying to be like the Super Bowl shuffle. That was a big influence there. Funny story, nothing to do with the show, but my mother-in-law is a big Chicago fan, and she tried to tell me that they invented rap with the Super Bowl shuffle. And she fought me tooth and nail. She thought that was the invention of rap.
Lovely woman. She's not very bright.
I was about to say.
Lovely person.
Yeah.
But back to the show we're supposed to promote.
When she's awake, she's very awake. When she's awake.
But it was not improvised. That was written, and we had a lot of fun writing that. And I'm sure you guys had a blast rapping it.
Yes, we did have a blast rapping. Most people don't know that I have a rap background, and yeah.
Your rap name again, what was it?
It was rapper. Yeah. With a W. Yeah. I would rap presents and things like that. With the tape and the whole thing. Yeah.
My question is for Lexington, Lipglower, and Breckin Meyer. If your characters were to meet, inspired by Rick and you had met Obama, if your characters had met Obama versus your characters meeting Trump, how would they react?
Gary?
Normally my character on the show just eats stone. I would eat Trump. I would eat him and poop him out. But that's not a political thing. That's just
for taste.
It's just tasty. It's tasty.
Yeah, he's like an orange starburst. It's perfect.
Yeah, That's it. Can I say more or no?
I'm not sure that you should.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Courtney?
Courtney?
Hi. I don't even know if Courtney would know the difference between Trump and Obama, honestly. He's so oblivious. I think he'd just be like, whoever can get him into that cool bedroom I heard so much about. I want to spend the night in the Lincoln bedroom or something. But I don't think Courtney's really up to date on current politics.
Don't you guys want to start looking at text messages?
Yes, I want to read all your text messages, and I want to put all screensavers in here. Hi.
In regards to the Comic-Con episode, I'm just wondering if any parts of the episode were based on real experience.
Yeah. Yeah, they were, man.
Well, you've probably heard of the legendary SuperMansion panel from C2E2. But basically everyone that was at the panel was waiting for the Timeless panel that was directly afterwards.
Yeah. We went into the panel and there were
what a great turnout.
Yeah, we walked in through the bowels. We're like in that kind of back, like the Robert Kennedy behind the scenes of the hotel thing, walking through the bowels of it, and we're like, how many people are out there? And they're about 25. I'm like, oh, dig it, 2,500. Right on. And he's like, no. 25. And how many were for Timeless? 24. So it was a good time. But then recently, from pain came funny.
Yeah. So I think in the episode, everyone there to see the league is really there for the Robot Jocks panel. And then just some of the experience in Artist Alley that we, and I'm so blessed that
By the
I
way,
have a
Timeless.
show
We,
that
we,
I can,
we outlived
yeah.
Timeless.
We did. We showed them. But to have a show that we can do Artist Alley jokes with is pretty awesome. That was fun. So there's a lot of very esoteric jokes that the non-comic convention fan will not get, but we did them anyways.
It feels like season 3 has gotten a little more epic in scope with God's Realm and everything. Is that something that you were consciously kind of building towards season to season?
I don't think it was conscious, but it was as the show progressed, I just realized that it could tolerate like more character-y moments or more dramatic moments, and it was really fun to see the characters really tested and really put through dramatic situations. So we wanted to push that in this season and see how far we could push it. And I think by the end of season 3, we get super epic and super dramatic, and I'm excited for people to see it.
Yeah, I think one of the greatest things that Crackle did for us is they picked up a lot of episodes right out of the gate, and we knew what we had to work with. So with more episodes came the ability to break them up into sections to kind of, it's these little portions that will lead to this epic ending for all of them.
Do you think the captain will ever get a Super Sweet 60?
A Super Sweet 60 birthday party?
His own version of it?
Wow.
I think he deserves it.
Titanium Rex is, how old is Titanium? I don't know,
He's old. He's a
he's like-
subtropian, he ages slower.
So this is his second 60.
So this is second. He must be 180 right now. He's got his boner pills, though. That's all he needs. Which is not part of a true story. I want to be very clear about that.
Actually.
Yes.
Has there ever been like any material or script that you read and you said, I cannot say this, or any type of high level where you're like, I can't do this?
Yeah, sometimes you edit yourself. I think there was a character in one script named Snake Man Dick.
Hey, it's an unfortunate name.
That was
very unfortunate.
based on that Merchant Ivory movie.
Exactly. And that was one where I read that, like, well, maybe we don't need to make this puppet. And maybe no one needs to ever hear about this.
Good thing you didn't tell anybody.
Well, no one's recording, so don't worry about it.
Every once in a while, Crackle will push back. And the last time they pushed back, it was because we made a Blues Traveler joke that was very mean about Blues Traveler. And I think they said, do we really need to be this mean to Blues Traveler? And I thought, no, we don't. We don't.
It was a very fast meeting.
Yeah.
It was very
I thought,
quick.
No, it was a good question. No, we don't. Let's
John
give them a
John
win.
Popper started Crackle. That's the thing. He's the lead singer of Blues Traveler, left Blues Traveler to start Crackle.
And you realize now every title of every article will have that as the quote.
Blues Traveler will be so happy.
Yeah.
So you guys obviously funny, great improvisers with experience making stuff up on the fly. Is there anything that they've recorded in the booth that has forced you to go back to the animators to change something entirely?
We
Yes,
record
absolutely.
first, don't we? Do we record
Yeah,
first?
we record first, but there have been times where Bryan will start riffing or Gary will start riffing, and we'll think of something. We'll have to have a few more.
But not Breckin.
Guy's right here.
I mean, Jesus.
Well,
Like you
I
said.
realized it
Yeah.
turned into a roll call
Yeah.
at that point.
No, I mean, we're so lucky to have Gary and Bryan on the show, They really are legends,
Yeah.
and,
Really.
But yes, that does happen. It's a little trickier because I have to get more storyboards drawn. But sometimes it's funny enough that we think, oh, we just have to do this.
Has anything changed a character in your mind where you write them differently after that?
Oh, absolutely. I almost every character, I always bring up Lex Lightning, which is the character Jillian Bell plays, which we wrote her one way, and then Jillian came in, and almost every line she added a little flourish to it, and she made that character 100 times easier to write going forward. It was really cool. That's my favorite part of the process.
For the voice actors, when we're putting together the different voices that for each of the characters, where do you draw inspiration from? And I'm thinking, like Bryan, for the clone, it's like Stepford Wives or something like that. But where do you
To do a voice that's like the clone of Titanium Rex, I squeezed my scrotum so tightly that all that could come out was
you had help.
Yeah, that all that could come out was a higher pitched voice, but you recognize that it was the same kind of voice. Because when I do Titanium Rex, I don't squeeze so tightly. There's a squeeze, there's a firmness to it, but there isn't. I wouldn't say it's a squeeze.
No, it's a check.
Wow.
I wonder how much problem I'm going to get into after this.
No? No, only if you show the video of you recording.
Which is actually how I came up with my character's voice, is I watched a video of Bryan grabbing his junk, and then I was like, you know what I want to sound like right now.
For me, because I came in later than anybody in this process, I guess, right? So I always just ask them, like, what does he look like? And then go from there. And then I'll like run 2 or 3 voices by him maybe. Or they'll go, no, do more like Bryan, squeeze your stuff. And I get all in my undercarriage.
Yep.
And then that's it. So I always just ask him, like, what's he look like? And listen to the other voices around him so it can kind of make music if I have that opportunity.
My thing was with Zeb, because we worked together on Robot Chicken, not Mr. Robot, but with Zeb, he created Courtney, and I think early on was just like, he's a super douche.
Yeah.
And so I think I was like, well, how about this? And Zeb's like, no, he's a super douche. Just do your voice.
Wow.
I was like, perfect. So, but I held Bryan's scrotum while doing it. So, but that's just one of the things he puts in the contract that you have to do. But I should clarify, you don't have to.
But you should.
Recommend it.
Yeah,
you're allowed. Is what it means.
Kind of with the same thing with voiceover work. As actors, do you find it more difficult to do voiceover work or to do like regular acting?
For me, I don't know, more difficult. I think to me, voiceover is easier. And every time I hear a voiceover person, if anybody does that at this table, go, oh, it's so hard. You don't have any costumes in this. I just want to put their face in Bryan's crotch.
And they would thank you for that.
Yeah.
But I would say that, and this is true, I really feel this. For me, when I can dive into an actor and a character and fully embody that guy, that I feel much more comfortable. I'm probably the worst voice person on the show. I do Titanium Rex. I squeeze my balls. I get another one. I get one other voice, and that's about it. That's about it. But when you hear a guy like Chris Pine doing Dr. DeViso, it blows me away.
Yeah.
Or what Keegan-Michael Key can do, or Jill, and that's probably all that I admire about the voice actors. Those two guys and the women on the show, and that's about it.
I respect that.
That's about it.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I'm just happy you let me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, I do the voiceover work because it's challenging to me. I really do. I think it's, despite what Gary is saying, I think it's very challenging to be able to tell a story just using your voice, and to convey an emotion that pinpoints what that character is going through at that moment. I think it is difficult, and I'm still learning that, and so I'm challenged by that, and I like to keep working. And you know, when we first started with this show 5 years ago, we started talking about doing the show, I said it's all about story first and foremost. It's got to be a strong story. Funny, yes, but nobody cares if you don't follow these characters and actually feel empathy toward these characters. As silly as it may seem, you know, even in animation, that is the foundation of the show, is to make every story make sense and that you root for these characters. And then when you add the funny to that, then you've really got something. And that's why. I'm sorry?
One more time, please.
All right, I got two quick questions. One, Bryan, what do you think of how do you think the Dodgers are going to do?
How do I think the Dodgers are going to do? We're going to win the World Series this year.
Thank you. That's all I need to hear.
Okay, good.
And what do you have? How long do you see this going? And when that day comes that you say it's time to end it, or however it ends, do you have an end game? Do you have an idea of
Life-wise. How'd you like to check out? Yeah.
The life or the
something in your back
life of the
pocket?
show?
Yeah.
Life of the show.
Life of the show, probably.
That's a Zeb question, really.
Yeah, I have ideas. I think that the story is Titanium Rex's story, and I think that when it ends, it will be the end of Titanium Rex's story, which may or may not be the end of his life, but it could be. But it will bring his career to a close for sure. But at the end of this season, I just feel like we've got so many characters with so many stories to tell that I feel like it could go on for many more years. I'd be really excited to live with these characters for a lot longer.
The Crackle guys
keeps
are like,
expanding.
not so fast.
It keeps expanding. The storylines they're expanding naturally.
Yeah.
It's not like that we have to be diluted in order to create more storylines. It feels organic and natural to continue this, and it seems expansive. Right?
Yeah. And it'd be fun to see where it goes from here.
Can it go on without Rex?
Yeah. Yeah, without I don't think we'd miss a beat.
I think one of the great things it feels like the Avengers or X-Men, where I do think it can continue in any sort of way, because everybody has a different favorite character. It's just whether or not it will be that group together or a different group together.
I think it could go on, but it would not be the same show. I think
Agree.
that Rex is the show.
It would be like a cover.
Yeah, right.
But
exactly.
it's important to keep Bryan employed, because otherwise he's got nothing.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like, this is really all Bryan has. We found him as a young upstart, Taft-Hartley, and we brought him in. So.
You guys had a phenomenal range of guest voices. I'm just wondering, for the future, if there was someone you guys wanted on the show.
That's a good question.
Michael Keaton.
That's a good one.
Well, I was hoping that we can get the real Barack Obama to get on the show. When that was written, I thought maybe. Well, we'll see.
I want to get Michael Pena on the show. I've always thought that he's just hilarious, and
We could get him.
we've tried.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Has he said no to us?
Yeah, but we'll keep trying.
All right.
Be undaunted. Thank you, everybody.
Kids.